And good morning, and welcome back to our weekly webinar on Fridays. Today, we're going to talk about why mobile responsive is really important. A lot of people are asking us this question, so I prepared a presentation to help you understand why mobile responsive is so important. So let's get started. So the first thing before we start is please, if you're listening in the webinar, please mute yourself. We can hear you snore. Ha ha ha. And this is going to be about a 20-minute presentation, and then we'll have 10 minutes for Q&As. And this webinar is obviously being recorded. All right, so let's talk about mobile usage in a nutshell. There is some data you need to be aware of. The number one is that 20% of all Google searches are being performed on a mobile device. So 20%, 1 out of 5 of searches right now is done on a mobile device. So if you want to think about it, 1 out of 5 clients that is actually looking for you online is going to do it through a mobile device. So that's just, it's a mighty important number. The other one that you want to look at is the third bullet is that the United States, 25% of internet users only access the internet on a mobile device. So that's 1 out of 4 now. So people are searching 1 out of 5, and people that are only using internet is with a mobile device is 25%. Then the fourth bullet is 61% of people have a better opinion of brands when they offer a good mobile experience. So which means that when they land on your website, if the experience is actually good for them, then they're going to have a positive opinion, and they're going to continue looking at your website. So it's just really, really important. There's just no way to not have a mobile responsive website in today's day and age. So your website across the web. Here's what we're talking about here. It must look good across all devices, which means mobile phone, tablet, laptops, and large screens. So you have the dimensions here. It's 240 pixels, 320, 480, 768, and 1024. And then you have the representation below with the 3 screens to give you an idea. As you can see that the design is actually adapting itself to the device. That's what's called mobile responsive, which means that it's not a mobile app. It's the exact same design, but it just adapts itself. So it looks at, if the screen is 240 pixels wide, which is the vast majority of mobile phones, then it should display a particular way. If it's 320, a bit of a larger phone, then it will display a different way, or a small tablet. And then 480 would be the average iPad or tablet, and 768 would be a laptop, and 1024 would be a regular screen. So you need to have an option for your website to resolve differently in any of those specific size. Your webmaster should know exactly how to do that. It's actually done with style sheets and HTML5. It's called responsive, so it looks at the width of the screen and adapts itself. That's why it's called mobile responsive. Now the next slide. Why is it important to have a mobile responsive website? Well, Google says so. Google was actually asked that question at a recent conference, and they didn't came straight out and admitted that it was a factor, but they didn't also deny that it wasn't a factor. And obviously, what we are seeing with Google is that there is a preferred treatment for mobile optimized website, and that makes complete sense. Google is in a business of making relevant and good content in front of you. And considering that 61% of people prefer a mobile optimized website when they're on a mobile device, well, that's what Google is going to want to do. They're going to want to put the best possible content in front of you. So if you're not mobile optimized, which means a lot of people are going to bounce off your website, you're not going to get a good treatment from Google. So that's really why is it super important. The next thing that with mobile responsive is your website needs to be really fast loading. There is a great tool called GT Metrics. You can actually search for that, GT Metrics, and measure your site. Put your domain name there, and then just have it's going to scan your website and it's going to give you a rate. So it's a school grade basically. It's a grade, A being the best and F being the worst, and it's going to tell you how your website actually stand, particularly comparing to the vast majority of other websites. So we'll tell you how you grade, and obviously if you have an F or an E or a D, that's really not good at all. If you have a C, well, there's ways to improve, and you should really strive to have an A or a B. There is some speculations out there, and I think that it's pretty much in line with what we're seeing, that by 2015, over 50% of searches will be done on a mobile device. It may get to 30 to 40% this year alone. We're already at 20-25%, and I don't think it's far-fetched to see 30 to 40% mid-year or throughout the end of the year, especially over the holidays. I think we'll get close to 50%. It needs to be readable on any device. I don't know if you've had the experience, but you're opening up you're searching for something, and you land on the website and you can't read the stuff. So test your website and go and look for your website on your device, and can you read the content? I mean, or do you have to actually expand and everything? Because people are not going to do that. People are not going to expand the width of the website and then do those little tricks and trying to, with their fingers, pinch and whatnot. They're simply not going to do that. So you need to make sure that it's actually readable. Don't just try it. And if you can't read it, then nobody else can. Less is more with mobile. That's one of the things that we actually do with our client's website. We actually put less content on the mobile device because it's a different experience. People are looking for different stuff when on their mobile device as opposed to when they're on a desktop. So it makes sense that there are content that is not there, especially with graphics. We do remove quite a bit of graphics on a mobile device, simply because, first of all, we want it to load faster, and because it gets in the way. It's a different experience when you're on a mobile device. You're going up and down with your finger, and you just want to get to the content you want. Make sure that the fonts are a little bit larger so it's easier to read, especially if you're catering to an older crowd, like guys like me that are getting in their 50s, and you don't have to reach for the glasses if you can read it without. Different experience, different needs. Make sure that the phone number is clickable. That's one of the things. And the phone number and the address should be on the homepage. I was just recently looking for I was going to an appointment, and I was looking at their website, and there was no phone number. Actually, there was a phone number, but it was not clickable. So I was just trying to press on it. So I wanted to call them, tell them I was running a few minutes late, and the address was not linked to Google Maps. So when if there is an address, you want to make sure that someone can actually click on it, and it will open up in Google Maps, and that's super important. Emails needs to be mobile too. That's one of the things that I see a lot of. I mean, that was the portion for the website, but what I'm seeing here is a lot of companies that are still doing email marketing like it was 1995. And they're sending brochure, and I don't mean to be picking on the JW Marriott here in Miami, but I mean, this is the perfect example of an email that doesn't work. You're seeing on the left how actually it lands in my inbox. You can see that all the images are hidden. I have all these little question marks, and if I click on the picture to show me the image, then I have a huge flyer. So it's like it's a whole bunch of no-nos all across the board. First of all, it's all images, which is really bad. It should be mostly text, very little graphic, and mostly text. And then what you have should be readable. I mean, it's impossible to read that email on the right. You can see it. So if I get that in my inbox, what happens is I'm going to click on the little garbage can, which I'm going to delete that email immediately. So what you should have is you should have emails that are actually like that. Your emails needs to be mobile responsive too, where you can actually read the content. You can look at it. The links are clear. You can actually click on things. It will, you can quickly browse on this content, read the content if you want to, take action if you want to, or archive it or delete it if you want. But at least you have a chance that your content is going to be read by the people you intended to read your emails. So yes, we can optimize your website for mobile. We do that very effectively here. We have professionals that will turn your website into mobile optimized. Call us today for a quote. Our phone number is 561-441-5478. 561. Let me type it here at the end. I'm just realizing I should have had the number, but I can do it on the fly. 561-272-8567. That's the number for the office. You can call us there, and we'll give you a quote to make your website mobile responsive. And thank you very much. Thanks for watching this webinar. Hope you got the value out of it. You can go and on our website at adminisolutions.com/videos, and then you'll see a whole bunch of videos like that are helpful to you, and it will give you some tips and tricks on how to do better things for your company. And I'll talk to you next week. Thank you.